Welcome to Samu't Sari, Conversations with Mimi, a weekly podcast by Social, also a member of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. Samu't Sari is where we can show that ordinary people do extraordinary things. Tune in to be entertained and to learn something new with your host, Mimi Lorilla. Hello and welcome to Samu't Sari Conversations with Mimi, another episode with a friend of ours, Joey Quintana, who you met in another podcast where we talked about his experiences looking after his elderly parent. So for everybody who has just tuned into my show, Samu't Sari features hot topics and other areas of interest to all of us, and we feature guests who share their passion and commitment to their profession or talents, or we can also talk about any topic that concerns us in general. So here at Samu't Sari, we share stories to inspire you and stories from ordinary people who make extraordinary things. So today, Joey and I am back to talk about social media and social media commenting. And the reason why Joey and I are intending on focusing on this topic is because we all know that social media is bombarded already with a lot of political posts, for example, for or against the government. One perfect example is this COVID-19, the successes of the programs, platforms of the government, the challenges of having different ideas about certain things. But before I forget, I'll ask Joey to greet you guys first. Hello, Joey, and welcome.
Hello, Mimi. Good evening, good afternoon. Anyway, good day to everybody.
Yes, good day. Because we don't know at any given time where a viewer or listener is. It could be evening where they are, it could be morning.
Yep.
But the time difference between the two of us definitely is a perfect example of how technology helps us connect in different time zones.
Yep, exactly.
Joey, I invited you to talk about, to help me discuss this topic because it's about community engagement, okay? We all know that in social media, especially if you have your own Facebook account, for example, or even if it's on Twitter, or even if it's on
Instagram,
you are free to express your opinions or ideas about anything as long as it is in your account, okay?
Yes.
Are you one of those brave people to share anything and everything that they feel negative, positive about current events on social media?
Yes, definitely. But definitely not only to my wall, but sometimes to other people's wall.
You go beyond your own wall to express your sentiment. Okay.
Yes.
We will talk about your experience later, but let's unpack the general aspects of this issue. So why do you think Filipinos in particular like to comment on social media? Why can't they just keep their comments to themselves? Or why does it have to be shared? Why do you have to go to another person's wall to offer them your opinion?
Maybe we're opinionated. Or maybe we have our own, like the word, we have our own opinions that may be different from others, and sometimes we tend to tell other people that their opinions are incorrect.
Okay. So are we trying to be righteous, Joey, in doing that? So if you agree to disagree, or if you consistently disagree with other people's opinion, are you saying that your opinion is the only opinion?
Maybe there's a point that you should you should notice if you're going beyond what's right or wrong. But there are instances that you should tell those people what what is obviously wrong or what is obviously right. So there's a point that you should tell them that situation is something wrong. So you have to say your comments or your opinions.
Okay. Is it, let's just think whether this is a psychological problem or a cultural problem. Maybe it's not a problem, but let's just say a phenomena. Why do you think people are brave to make those comments on social media? Is it because they are not there face to face with the other, the other person with a different opinion?
Yep, that's a big factor. Yeah, maybe in real life you won't just go to a stranger and tell him or her that he or she is wrong.
Yeah.
I won't dare do that.
Yeah. So
I won't dare do that.
I studied this, and we at one point in my graduate studies, we call that the notion of face. The notion of face. You have a positive face or a negative face. So positive face is always like, okay, you are this pleasant person, you are agreeing to this other person. Face is also positive face is also avoiding the concept of mapahiya. Ayaw mo na mapapahiya ka. That's why you always project this very nice positive attitude. However, negative face is when you consistently flout or you consistently do something opposite or something that is unexpected that causes negative reaction. So do you think that in social media it just fuels the fire? For example, if we discuss the Department of Health in the Philippines, so there's this Secretary Duque, and Secretary Duque is obviously the person who will tell everybody what's going on with the COVID situation. And yet some people don't believe him. Some people say
exactly.
that he's not telling the truth. So,
he's incompetent.
He's incompetent. How come people are not scared to reveal their emotions and their ideas, while in reality they can just simply make or file a complaint? Why can't they just formalize it? Why do they have to spread it out through social media?
Maybe it's we are in a level that we're not really that serious. We just want to say our opinion, not to the point they have to go to the court and complain. Maybe just to show in social media, maybe to a wider medium, your opinion, what you feel or what's your comment about a certain issue, but not to the point that you want to go somewhere legal. You just want to express your feelings or your comments about a certain issue or concern.
Okay, so now I'm shooting the next question, which is about you, Joey. So have you considered yourself a keyboard warrior?
Yes, because of my of commenting in social media. Yeah, I sometimes I spend hours in Facebook just to make comments, especially when I see I'm watching a news item and I want to make my real-time comments.
You want to make your real time. How interesting. So, do you consider yourself very knowledgeable about the context of things, which makes you confident to do those comments in real time?
I think so, because I will not comment if I'm not aware of the previous of the news or the story or the previous news about that certain aspect or that news.
Okay, but when you comment, Joey, because obviously you have your own opinions on certain things, are you always for or against an issue? Or are you just commenting a general comment, like a peace offering kind of comment?
Yeah, I always for this certain issue about this about the government, if I see something wrong, I comment that what they're doing is wrong. But if they do something right, I comment that they're doing a great job. So
Okay.
I'm just being based on my personal opinion of what is wrong or right. So I'm just being fair.
Okay. So that means you go forward if it's something that needs to be praised, and you go
Yes.
harder when it's something to be criticized. Or if you feel
Yes,
that they
exactly.
need a little bit of a slap on the wrist. Okay. So
Exactly.
the other question I have is, have you ever been bashed or trolled in social media because of these comments that you're making online?
Yes, many times, especially if I post comments on the FB pages of newspapers and
Yeah.
even television networks, because they have their FB pages. Sometimes when I see the posts of the trolls or we call the DDS, I sometimes reply and start a debate.
Okay. So are you not scared
But
that they
but
will
that
attack
but
you
that's
personally,
but
Joey?
not really. When I'm tired, I stop. But if I'm not tired, I continue answering them. But sometimes when there's I'm getting bored already replying, I just stop and I just
Okay.
laugh. I don't
Okay.
take it seriously.
Okay.
At least I was able to tell what I want to tell them.
Okay. So you said that you don't take things too seriously. So that means no matter how nasty those comments are directed at you, you simply don't care.
Yes, 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 exactly.
Should
I don't want
people
my
adopt
blood
that kind of
pressure.
attitude? Should people adopt that kind of
Yeah,
attitude?
maybe health wise that's good. It won't affect you personally, or maybe you're a kind of person that if you're very angry, you physically or health wise you got affected.
Yeah. Mm. Because I think you said when you get tired, I'm just thinking you're just simply tired of typing, or you're simply tired of thinking, or
Yeah,
simply
yeah,
tired of, you don't want those
physically.
nasty comments to go on and on and on.
Yeah, exactly. Means sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's mental.
Okay.
I just want to stop.
Has there
Was it,
been any, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
okay? No. Go ahead, Mimi.
Has there been any time, Joey, when you made a comment and that the person said, Joey, this is just too much already. You should apologize to me?
No, never. I have never encountered that somebody uh, told me to stop, or that's too much. No, I never experienced that.
Mm. So you feel that social media is a safer environment for these comments because, you know,
But before, but lately, it's not.
what do you
I have
mean?
to be I have to be more careful with the words that I use, because of the certain bill that just been passed in Congress,
The
if you know what I
anti-terrorism
mean.
bill.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
That anything that you say may or may not be, is
If
that
yeah, even if
used
they
against you?
say that we don't have we don't we can we don't have to worry, but other people say that it is something to be worried about.
Okay. So, which brings me to the point that if people think that social media is a way for them to express themselves, and then you have this looming anti-terrorism bill, and you said that you are now more careful. So, does that mean that your freedom of expression and your freedom of speech will be curtailed or will be affected, and you won't be able to
Definitely,
fully
yes.
express yourself?
Definitely. It. I just based on the news I saw lately, many were summoned by the National Bureau of Investigation because of their social media posts.
Mm.
certain students making comments about the government. So that's one evidence that there's something wrong with that bill, or maybe not only for that bill, but about the government.
Okay. So, but Joey, you have a sense of vigilance. I can call that vigilance because you are aware of what's going on and now you're being careful. What about the ordinary mamamayan or masa that don't fully understand these things that we are talking about? How do you think they are affected by what they hear around them or what they see on social media?
Well, it depends on the level of their of being informed. Some people are like, for me, like the DDS are the people that are misinformed, or they believe on fake news because
But-
maybe
But how do you know, Joey? How do you know if a piece of information or that news is fake or not? That's the other thing about social media. I will tend to believe anything that I read. So how do we know if something is fake?
well, based on previous happenings. I base it on previous happenings, previous news of current affairs. Of sometimes I Google. Somebody told me if you want to verify certain information, you should go to sites that are credible. Don't go to sites that looks
Like
it
they are
seems that
trolls.
it's not very not credible
Fake
sites
sites.
to get info to like big maybe to big networks, not to unknown sites.
Okay. So my other question, we've talked about the basher a while ago. We've talked about you being a keyboard warrior and you're happy with that label. What about the trolls, Joey? How do you know that you are talking to a troll? And how do you know if that person is a troll? Are there signs
Sometimes,
or
yeah,
hints?
I've noticed when I get into a debate in a in a thread that we start. Sometimes they have the same. They almost have the same ideas. It's like sometimes I make a post joking na, oh, you just got from a workshop for trolls, because they have the same post when they attack me.
Okay.
So I sometimes I think they belong to the same group.
And it doesn't bother you that they are ganging up on you or bullying you online or deliberately trying to misguide other people about what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not affected.
Wow. I envy you, Joey. I envy you because you are not affected. So the lesson here is what can we share to the audience now? Because you're really different and you're not affected. But what do they do if they get affected? What can you give them as tips on how to protect themselves emotionally or psychologically?
It's hard to give pieces of advice to people because we have different ways of dealing with certain situations. Maybe it's just me that I just I don't get affected with those with their comments, because I know that it's not true. Because I believe with my personal convictions.
Right. So I think that's one tip, that if you know that you're saying the truth and that you know you are not trolling other people, you should have enough confidence to stand by your ideas and everything that you share in social media.
And be not affected with their replies.
Yes. Also, that's the other strategy. Maybe ignore them and just continue doing your own thing.
Ignore. Sometimes ignoring is the best way to make them pissed off.
Yes, ignore them. Or better yet, if you are not brave enough to do what you're doing, if those people are not brave enough to debate online, then they need to refrain from contributing to those threads and only engage in the debate if you are really fully ready and you have your own convictions. Do you think that's a good
Yeah,
strategy?
exactly. Yep, yep. Because sometimes they stop when they think that, oh, they have nothing to say
Mm.
with my attack, with my attack.
With your
They
attack.
just stop.
Okay. So, Joey, do you think that by expressing our freedom of expression, freedom of speech, are we trying to be good citizens that way because we are making our sentiments known?
I think some people. I remember one message to me because this person knows the way I post in FB. He told me not to stop.
Oh, really? So they
Not
actually
yeah
encourage you.
yeah not to stop because by he told me that by doing so uh, I can influence, maybe somehow influence other people,
Mm.
not to be silent about
Mm.
their opinions about certain issues.
Okay, so that's a plus. I mean, like I told you, the episode today is talking about social media commenting, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good thing about that is, by not stopping, you're actually helping to, what do you call that? To put those
Be
issues out in the
educate.
open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
So
exactly.
you are kind of representing maybe the viewpoint of other people who are not as brave as you, but who share the same sentiments as you do.
Exactly, exactly. For those who are just being quiet and just being lurkers.
Lurkers. Okay, that's another vocabulary. So who are the lurkers in social media, Joey?
Well, those maybe those who are not capable of going to debates, or those who cannot express themselves.
Mm. Ako,
Those who are
I
shy.
don't consider myself a lurker, but somebody suggested to me that if I am not directly affected by the issues, I shouldn't even make a comment. Somebody told me that because that is the in Tagalog we call it nakikidaw-daw. Because
Yes,
somebody
yes,
said
yes.
if you don't fully accept or support what's happening but you don't really know how to contribute to the debate, it's dangerous because I am somewhere else and I am looking into an issue from an outsider's point of view. But at that time I said to this person, sometimes it's good for other viewpoints to come into the ring of those issues. It's not just
Yes, yeah.
guys on
For
your own
one
because
side, one-sided.
yeah, because you are so embedded in it that you don't really see what other people's perspectives are. But I'm like somebody else looking into this issue from my angle or from my viewpoint. I can actually see something else maybe that you are not aware of. So I think it's still a good thing. But like what you said, I'm also careful. I didn't want to go into that debate because I don't know if I can handle it. I just kind of backed off. So early
Yeah.
on in the game, I am able to back off. So that's another strategy. But in your case, go, go, go. For as long
As
as you
long as
believe.
I can defend my side, I
Yeah.
will talk.
But you don't plan these things, Joey. You don't plan on what you say on a piece of paper. You don't list your arguments. It's just a natural thing for you.
Exactly. Yeah, yep, yep. It based on what I think what is right or wrong.
Okay. So when are you planning to slow down and take it easy in terms of your online social media commenting and expressing yourself?
One thing that with my current situation, why I'm active in social media, because I have time. But
Yes.
once I'm busy, maybe the time spent in social will lessen.
Okay. So for as long as you have the opportunity, take advantage of that opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And for as long as you have enough internet bandwidth, internet connection,
Yeah. Exactly.
you can also
Exactly.
do that. Okay. So Are you a member of many groups, Joey, or are you just doing independent commenting or critiquing, or do you do it within different groups?
As in FB groups? No,
Yes,
no.
if you belong to any
There's
FB group.
um not group pages, mostly pages, but not groups.
Mm.
Mostly of my groups are because of my organizations, but for
Not a public group.
those not a public group
Okay.
because it's a group for organizations, but for mostly pages.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you think, Joey, that the reason why we are so entrenched in online and social media commenting is because you are in the company of millennials and that's how millennials operate nowadays? Or it's just, it doesn't mean that if you're a millennial, you are also into this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what age you are. Opinionated people can be old, can be young.
Mm.
So
As long as you have
I
an
don't
opinion.
see. Yeah, exactly. I don't see that the most of the noisy ones in social media are millennials. I see
Mm.
old people who are also noisy in social media.
Yeah. I think it made us more noisy because it's online and there's so many voices. But the thing is, it's contained. I mean, in a weird sort of way, it is just in social media because we cannot physically go out into the streets and do those
Yeah,
makibaka
exactly.
or
It's
do the
different. It's different.
protests.
Yeah,
But it's safer
exactly.
if you do it online. The worst that could happen is your account gets hacked and you
Yep.
lose
But
control over
lately,
it.
it's not already safe because of the cybercrime law.
Oh, okay. So
Even so, yeah,
you are still vulnerable to being overcome by
red tag.
hackers.
Maybe the famous word now is being red tagged.
Red tag. So it's like
Yes,
somebody is.
lately you can, yeah.
What does that mean, Joey, by red tag? Is it somebody looking after you or shadowing you?
Well,
Or?
it is the government who red tags people. So, lately, they use red tags if you're connected to the activists, to the terrorists.
Okay.
If
Have you
you're
been red tagged?
no, nope, nope, no, no.
What tag will be more appropriate for you?
I'm just noisy.
You're just noisy. Okay. It's a very interesting phenomenon, Joey. I really admire you. I always scroll over your wall and look at your comments, and I think you're one of the very noisy but brave ones. So,
And people
so
are really waiting for my post. They don't watch the public address of the government. I just wait for Joey's post and I'll know the news.
okay. So see, there's a use and a point of all of that. So I'm hoping that this episode you can share on your wall, and it generates a lot of debate. Or your supporters will know that this is a part of your advocacy, which is to express yourself and your opinions and be free to do what you want, for as long as, like you said, you're very careful about what you're saying, but you have some from what do you call that, a base, not baseless, but you have some evidence to what you're saying. You can back it up. You can back
Yep.
up with
Yep.
facts or with history.
I just have
or
I just
Yeah.
have to be updated with news, with current affairs.
Exactly. So that's an additional effort on your part to be able to contribute to the debate, to be able to criticize, to be able to make a comment. You should be very aware of what's happening around you. Otherwise,
Yes,
you
yes,
might
yes.
be labeled as a troll. In which
Yeah, and
case, you don't want to be.
I cannot defend my opinions.
Okay. Do you have any final messages to those people who bash you or for those trolls?
No comment. And get
No
ready
comment.
if they want to start a debate. They should be ready.
Laban kung laban. In short, go fight
Exactly.
and go. Joey,
They
it's been
don't
fun.
know.
Yeah, it's been fun talking to you because you are one of the people that I know that can actually do this. Your skill for online commenting, social media critiquing is not available to a lot of people because they're, like you said, they're scared. They're probably not as informed. They probably don't have a lot of time, and you, I
Sure,
think,
or just shy.
or just shy, or maybe you bring joy to people as well through your comments. Maybe you are a
Yeah,
creative
exactly.
person.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes people are entertained. Me also, I'm entertained with social media.
That's good. So you have a love affair with social media that I think will be very difficult to remove from your life because that's part of who you
Exactly.
are.
It's a part of everybody's life.
Yes, yes. And so I think what we can advise people is you try to be responsible. If you want to do things the way Joey is doing things, just be brave enough and have fun maybe along the way.
Yeah,
Enjoy the comments and enjoy
don't take it
interacting
too
with other people.
seriously.
Yes, don't take it too seriously. Okay, so I think that will be the end of our episode for today, Joey. Do you have any last words to the people who are also social commenting online?
Maybe again, just be ready, enjoy, interact. That is why it's called social media. You have to socialize. You have to
Yeah,
engage, but you have to be
exactly.
careful and don't forget to enjoy.
That's right. So do it the way. And if you want to connect with Joey and debate with Joey, are you open to that?
No, no problem.
Oh,
The
see?
more friends, the better.
Yes, the more friends, the better. Okay, thank you, Joey, for joining me again today.
Thank
And
you,
I hope
Mimi.
you won't get tired of coming back to my show if ever I call on you
No,
again to chat about certain topics.
no
So,
problem.
yep. And the call for our audience now is that if you guys have any stories or topics that you wish to feature in the show, you can reach out to me at mimi@dinosocial.com. Samu't Sari is a member of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. You can also reach out to me via my Facebook page, my Twitter account, my YouTube channel, or the Guerrilla Podcast Facebook page. And the Guerrilla Podcast podcasts are available at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, OneCast, and other podcast mediums. But obviously, I do this more on YouTube. So, Joey, let's wave goodbye now to our audience
Yes.
members. I hope you guys enjoyed Joey's comments about online and social media commenting, and it has been a very good conversation for me. Thank you, everybody, and see you again in the next episode of Samutsari. Bye.
Bye.
If you find value in this episode, make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of new releases. If you have any questions or suggestions, please reach out to Guerrilla Podcast or send us an email at mimi@dinosocial.com. Spread the word and don't forget to tune in next time.